Since I love you, I won't sing. Mr. President of the General Conference, Mr. Deputy Director General, Mr. Deputy Chairperson of the Executive Board, Ministers, Excellencies, distinguished delegates. First of all, on behalf of the Italian Republic, let me congratulate you again, Mr. President, on your election, and let me extend my sincerest gratitude to the government of Uzbekistan for the organization and the genuinely warm hospitality we are experiencing in Samarkand, a city which stands as one of the world's most evocative, culturally and historically rich destinations. In such a special occasion, we must never forget the essential value of multilateral organizations, the only mechanism enabling all of us to sit together and develop a better mutual knowledge and respect. Italy's vocation and faith for multilateralism is indeed reflected even in the very first article of our Constitution. But we convene at a time when the efficacy of multilateralism is under intense scrutiny. The challenges we face demand more than just dialogue. They demand courageous and effective action. We must ask ourselves what effective future we envision for UNESCO. And to answer this question, let's try to look back at the past with a concrete example. In 1953, the international community was concerned with one of the most critical issues at that time, nuclear energy. UNESCO did not shy away from this challenge, and it was within UNESCO's wall and under its auspices that the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, was founded. Even today, CERN stands as a monumental testament to what effective multilateralism can achieve when clarity of intents and determinations are not lacking. As many of the previous speakers have highlighted, one of the most defining issues of our era is artificial intelligence. On that, UNESCO has already shown foresight by pioneering the first global recommendation on the ethics of AI. Yet, this groundbreaking role is far less recognized than it deserves. Hence, why, for instance, not promoting now as UNESCO the creation of a new global CERN for artificial intelligence, as suggested recently by the Italian Nobel laureate Giorgio Parisi. This is just an example of how the future of UNESCO relies on the courage to think big and to develop the whole potential enshrined in our mandate, today more urgent than ever. At this time, the world faces the highest number of active conflicts since World War II. UNESCO is already engaged on the front line in trenches like Ukraine and Gaza, but our efforts are still far from matching the scale of the global need, not only for scarcity of resources, but also because we have not reached yet a critical mass of tangible and unified impact on the ground. We need, therefore, to better focus on both substance and communication, working with other international organizations through effective interconnections, highlighting our specific added value as UNESCO, while avoiding overlapping and duplications. And after the incredible results achieved by Director General Azoulay, even in a fast-changing and increasingly troubled world, we now must contribute to open in continuity a new season for UNESCO, one where the incoming leadership can steer the organization to be more and more relevant and self-confident. Let me therefore congratulate Director General nominated Professor Khaled El-Enani and warmly encourage him to be even more demanding towards both member states and the Secretariat, remembering that we all pursue the same shared goals. Italy is ready to work side by side with the same commitment we have constantly shown, with tangible actions more than with words in the life of the organization. Just as we have recently invested in key initiatives with UNESCO in the education sector, providing 7 million euros to programs for inclusive and quality education in Iraq and 3 million euros for TVET in Sudan, we look forward to an even more ambitious future. Our aspiration is to create effective synergies between Italy's Mattei Plan for Africa and UNESCO's Priority Africa, with a specific focus on the Campus Africa program. We are deeply convinced that education is the primary pathway to the prosperity of the African continent, which in turn is essential for the prosperity of the entire world. In the same spirit, our collaboration with UNESCO in the culture sector has already led to crucial projects, such as in Ukraine with the reconstruction of the Transfiguration Cathedral in Odessa, or in Lebanon with the rehabilitation of the Sursok Museum in Beirut, just to mention two well-known initiatives among many. We are now ready to renew our commitment to the safeguarding of cultural heritage in Syria, to reaffirm the crucial importance of investing in culture as a foundation for a society's rebirth. We will also continue to offer our contribution of ideas for a vision of cultural heritage aligned with contemporary times, alive and focused on peoples and communities, as we did recently with the 2 Naples conferences on cultural heritage in the 21st century. To conclude, we therefore appeal to the renewed confidence and strengthened efforts to show that UNESCO can become the core around which the international community not only can survive this turbulent phase, but also can emerge stronger and more united. To achieve this, we need both bold proposals and decisive action. And in this framework, to take positions facing deliberate, unjustified aggression, and to propose remedies and assistance in favor of the concerned populations does not mean to politicize these organizations. It means only to stay clearly on the right side of history and let the real meaning of these organizations emerge and stand against the arrogant predominance of the use of force in international relations. 8 years later, the principle enshrined in the UN Charter retain their full strength and still represent the compass for Italy's foreign policy. Viva UNESCO, thank you.